Hey, what's up, everybody? This is a video to give you a little bit of an update on things happening in Nicaragua and how we can help out, and I'm going to make this as quick as I can. I just got off a Zoom call with Holman, the national director there, and Rosa and a couple other of their national Young Life leadership folks. About 2 months ago, the government in Nicaragua threatened to change Social Security, and then in a completely unrelated situation, there was this large forest fire in Nicaragua, and then when Costa Rica and Mexico offered to help with the fire, Nicaragua government said no. Those two things kind of were the I've been told, sort of the straw that broke the camel's back in a situation that was already unstable since the 1970s, really. And what started with students has evolved into a coalition of different groups who are demanding change in the government there. College students, adults, companies, all joining together in this act of civil unrest. They're demanding, among other things, that Daniel Ortega leave power. 200 people have died, is my understanding, in Nicaragua. Things have calmed down a little bit, but not really. And Young Life in Nicaragua is trying to develop a new strategy for discipleship and contact work in their ministries in all the cities that they are in. And they're actually meeting with the national director of Young Life in Ethiopia because Ethiopia has a well-established Young Life ministry, and it has been built completely in a situation of national crisis. So as you can imagine, ministry in Matagalpa has been very difficult to maintain. Most affected areas of Matagalpa happen to be in the south part of the city, so we're thankful that most of our folks live in the north, and most of the activity that they're trying to do is happening in the north. There's really no way to get to Matagalpa from Managua at this point. All the roads are blocked. There's roadblocks everywhere. Rosa says that every night after about 6 p.m., people are afraid to leave their homes and go out because they can hear gunshots, and there's conflicts happening in other neighborhoods around the city. There are armed folks walking around in the city center. Omar and Rosa, along with the rest of the staff, are working to process their own feelings of fear and anger and all the stuff that's going on. Right now, they can't have any clubs. They can't have any Bible studies. There are no camps scheduled, nationally speaking, at all at La Finca between now and next October. There's nothing on the calendar. But they do believe they are called to continue the ministry of Young Life in Nicaragua, in Matagalpa. And in terms of how they're doing ministry, they say that in a lot of ways it's like going back to basics. Young Life in Nicaragua continues to be a relationship-driven ministry, and they're still about ensuring that young people hear the gospel and see lives changed because of the gospel. That's what they're all about. But the social unrest that's happening there has really become a significant barrier to the gospel. That doesn't change their determination, it just changes the circumstances that they find themselves in. The country has lost hundreds of millions of dollars because of this. Things are at a standstill there. Obviously, this is also true and has affected Young Life in Nicaragua. No one's going to school. Many people aren't going to work. They're very proud that they've been able to establish local income sources to fund their budget, their national budget. And this is really awesome. And some of you might remember that this is something that we'd been praying for a few years now, especially in Matagalpa, that there would be local sources to fund the budget of their ministry. The problem is that given the circumstances in Nicaragua, most, if not all, of these local income sources have been cut off or have had to stop giving. They're hoping to have more information around August about what's happening in the country and when things might kind of start getting resolved, and when groups are safe to return and all that. But until then, everything is on hold. So now what, right? How can we be involved? Well, I'm glad that you asked. First of all, pray, right? That's the obvious one. Prayer is important. And I don't think you need me to outline specific ways that you can be praying. You can just go back and watch this video again if you need a refresher course. But pray as you feel led to pray for the folks there, for the national staff and for the staff of Matagalpa and their families, for a resolution to the conflict, for the safety of everybody in that country. Second thing, come to the Matabaro Bible study that happens on the first Sundays of the month. July is the next one. It's actually going to be July 8th. I know that's kind of confusing. But that's a great time to see our friends in Matagalpa face-to-face every month, to hear how they're doing, pray for them, to show our support, to show our love. So please consider coming to Matabaro or Sunday, July 8th in my office right here. And then third, finally, they're asking for extra financial support. They've developed a 3-month short-term plan to help them finish out their fiscal year, which ends on September 30th. And yes, they are aware that the short-term plan might become a long-term plan, but for now it's just a short-term plan. And it involves reaching out to friends and to churches like ours to see if we might be able to help supplement the income sources that have had to drop off, the local ones. Young Life is expecting to lose $152,000 in the next 3 months. And they need that money to pay staff salaries, to help fund the local program ideas in this new world that they're living in, to continue funding existing scholarships for students, fund their normal operating budget, to help fund stuff that's happening at the camp. Those things keep happening, and also to help create this new crisis budget that they're working on. So please stay tuned for more information about this. I'm waiting to get some more information from them that's going to help us stay informed as to everything going on. And they'll also provide us with some specific financial needs that Matagalpa has and then how we might be able to help with those. That's all I know. So please feel free to share this video with whoever you think might be interested. Thanks for watching.